It's mock draft season, so I got a mock draft for you. Not just me. I got Mr. Marcus, the franchise guy. I believe that's your last name, correct?
Yeah, I just replaced it. Yeah, I went to the legal office. Just Marcus, franchise guy. Yeah,
just like Shadow Chocinco. I love it.
Yep.
So we're gonna be doing 2 rounds today, alternating. He's gonna be taking the odds. I'm gonna be taking the evens. If they don't know already, you want to let them know where they could find you.
Yep, it is that franchise guy on YouTube, TFG_football on Twitter. I want to say thanks for having me. I've been looking forward to this over the last couple of days. Always fun time to do a little mock draft action. It's been probably 5 or 6 days since I did one, so it's about time to kick one up.
Nice. Yeah, it's been actually probably for me a little over a week since I did a serious one. I did the wheel one, which was I'm just having fun here.
The wheels are a good time.
Yeah, the wheels are fun. And honestly, not too crazy for the most part. Like if you keep it within reason, I guess. But that's neither here nor there.
Reach on a 3rd round prospect or anything crazy like that?
No, I do my reaches where it's like maybe just outside of like a top 50, but like, I don't know. I didn't get too crazy. I had like Donovan Jackson, which was like at 16, but that's neither here or there. That was a different mock and a different lifetime.
Yeah, we'll see if we get Donovan Jackson in here today. I'm not huge. I'm not huge on Jackson. I more like
I like him enough.
Guy.
I would take him in the 2nd round. I might take him in the 2nd round.
You're also a Dolphins fan, and you'll take any kind of guard in the 2nd round. So
what, they play O-line? All right. But you're going to be starting us off. This is going to be what we would do mock draft to just make it easy on us.
Yes. All right. Well, I don't think we need to overthink number 1. This is, I think, where it's likely going to go at this point. But I would take Cam Ward. Forget about everything we've heard and what they might do. I do think it's tough because you never know where you're going to be picking. You never fully know what the next year's quarterback class is going to look like either, even though we feel pretty good about next year's QB class. But I think Cam Ward's very much worthy of being the number 1 pick. I think he is that good of a quarterback prospect. He's got certainly the upside as well to like look back on it and forget all these conversations about, he wasn't quite a Trevor Lawrence level, Caleb Williams level prospect. I mean, if you do hit on the upside of Cam Ward, very much could be a top 5, top 10 type of guy. So I do think in this position, is it ideal to take Cam Ward number 1? No, but I still think he's a great prospect, and I'm comfortable enough doing it. So we're going to go Cam Ward, number 1.
All right, to you, baby, to you. Hurricanes, finally back at the top spot. We'll be back in the college football playoff one day. But Cleveland's interesting because, like, I don't, love Shador at number 2, but I don't mind it. It's like, why not?
Really?
Take a swing. Like, that team's pretty good when healthy. Like, at least defensively, and I mean, you have other parts, like you're up here, why not take the swing? But at the same time, it's like, you got like Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter sitting here looking you in the face. I think I'm going to go with Abdul Carter. I know that they brought in Joe Tryon. They've seen good things from Isaiah McGuire. I think Ogbo's still there, but Abdul Carter next to Myles Garrett, that's just terrifying.
That's sexy, man. Yeah, that's fun.
That's that's AFC North. That's what that is.
Yep.
Before we get back to today's video, I gotta give a shout out to our friends over at Penalty Verdict. Listen, are you tired of your team getting cheated? Well, then I got some good news for you, because over at Penalty Verdict, you could vote on penalty calls in real time, whether it be the NFL or college football. Engage with the community of football fans who desire both fair play and accountability. You can unlock the next dimension in sports by engaging with real-time polling on referees, players, and teams. This is my favorite aspect about this because it's very data-driven, and you can get specific referee analytics. Like, for instance, Brad Allen, are you going to call every little holding penalty, or are you going to let our boys play? Currently, Penalty Verdict, they are in its development phase, and they want to hear feedback from you. So use the link in the description or the pinned comment and let them know what features you want to see going into the upcoming season. So remember, if you want to get involved, use the link in the description or the pinned comment.
I think it's like they obviously have to find someone that's going to play quarterback for them, and maybe it's still going to be Shedeur. I don't know, but because if they don't take him, if the Giants don't take him here, who knows where he's going to end up going. But man, I think Abdul Carter, if he kind of hits on that like higher end of his potential within year one, like that's a bigger impact to me than what Shedeur might even bring to the table, getting that defense back to being what it was in like 2023 when they were the best D in the league. So I love that. And it makes things easy for me with the Giants at number 3, because I think if the Browns go with Travis Hunter at number 2, I think it gets harder for the Giants because, you know, Kayvon Thibodeau, high draft pick, did show some stuff at the end of last year. It's like, do we need the edge piece? It gets a little bit more murky there. The last kind of missing piece there. I talked about this in my last mock draft. Mason Graham on this Giants team actually would be a ton of fun, putting him next to Dexter Lawrence with those edge rushers. That actually is the highest upside of that defensive line, is if you go Mason Graham, I think. But this does get very easy for me at number 3 to just take Travis Hunter. It fills 2 needs for the Giants. You get a number 1 wide receiver potentially. You get another cornerback into that room. It's nice because it's not a spot where he has to be a full-time starter at corner. They have 3 bodies. They're hoping that Banks in year 3 can figure something out there, a former first rounder that I liked a lot. But he can obviously compete in that room. Maybe you rotate him with Banks. But at wide receiver, perfect spot where Neighbors is getting all the targets. You can just have Hunter come in. He's going to draw number 2 corners. Man, it's a great spot. I'm not taking Shedeur here. They got Russ. I think if I'm Dable, if I'm Joe Shane, people have said, oh, they got to take Shedeur to like save their job. Saving their job is going to be getting back to what they were in 2022, where Dable was scheming things up with Daniel Jones at quarterback, and the defense with Wink Martindale that year was pretty solid. You know, they don't, I don't even think, need to make the playoffs. If they go 9-8 and show a lot of signs of life, and you just, it's not all about wins and losses too. If you look at this and say, well, with Russell Wilson, Dable actually did some really creative stuff, and he's a good coach still that they believe in, I think you very much can save your job. So you get the talent, you build up the roster, and there's going to be opportunities, I think, with their second rounder to maybe have some other talks about getting a quarterback with that pick, which I think is much closer value than taking Shedeur at number 3.
Yeah, and you could always move back up into the first so you could get that 5th-year option anyway. Mm-hmm. So, I like that idea of just letting the board fall and then make a play at the back end and see what happens. Man, this makes the Patriots pick tough, dude.
I have one quick thing to say, too.
Go for it, dude.
I like the idea for either the Browns or the Giants. If you don't take Shedeur at 2 or 3, you could potentially pair Travis Hunter with Shedeur and really create that buzz in a trade-up situation, because now it's going to get really interesting. But
yeah, that Browns pick is so wide open, between those two. Because I think you have Greg Newsome and MJ Emerson on their final years. And I mean, they could always move. Like, I wouldn't move Denzel Ward. Ward's still playing good football, but you could, just because your cap situation sucks. But man, New England Patriots, I feel like I'm just gonna kind of go with Tetairoa McMillan. You brought in Stephon Diggs, you have Pop Douglas, so now it's like, okay, Drake London, we have given you weapons. Or Drake freaking May. I do this all the time. I was so happy that I didn't. Well,
haven't you heard Tet McMillan is Drake London?
I've heard he is Drake London light. Drake London if he didn't have a mean streak. But I mean, I actually like that because Tet's kind of a hard guy to comp. Like, I kind of went with he's Drake London-esque. But do you have because you already put out your wide receivers video.
Oh yeah, let's see. What do I have written in there right now? He is one of these guys for sure that I just have AJ Green in there right now as my comp. But I mean, he is. I've said that he is the best versions of Mike Evans plus Drake London without their downsides. Like, I think he's got more long speed than Drake London, which is his weakness.
Yeah.
And he's got more shiftiness and route running ability to run the whole route tree than Mike Evans. So I've thought about like the whole love child of Mike Evans and Drake London comp. But I mean, I hate all this talk of Tet like not being a reach with the fourth pick.
Yeah,
I
right.
Totally disagree. He's my third best player in this draft, and
I got him at 4.
It's a no-brainer. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer for the Patriots at 4.
Yeah, like I think someone like put up like no receiver that ran a 4.5 or higher has gone in the top 10. I was like, dude, Drake London didn't run it at all.
Yeah,
for one,
he would not have.
Marvin Harrison Jr. was going to be close.
Yeah.
So like,
they also accidentally omitted Mike Williams on that tweet.
Oh, did they really?
It was like
That's
a 4.55. DeAndre Hopkins was maybe outside of that age or that year range potentially, but he was like 4.56.
What
like
was okay. I don't know why I keep confusing where D Hop went in the first round with Sammy Watkins.
Oh yeah, Watkins went like 4th overall.
Yeah,
which to be fair, if he never got hurt,
he would have been nice. Yeah. I'm going with Tet McMillan. There, they could figure out left tackle. I think that like at the early part of the second round, there's going to be some good options.
Potentially, yeah. All right, Jacksonville. I'm going to go Mason Graham.
It's chalk.
That's
chalk
pretty
it
easy
up.
for me. Yeah, it's chalk. If he's there, they need interior help. We'll see. What they can get from the other Mason. From LSU last year, 2nd round pick. Mason Smith. Yeah, we'll see. He did some stuff late last season, so I'm not entirely writing him off. But you got Eric Armstead getting up there in age. It's an easy pick to go Graham at 5.
Yeah, they did a lot in the secondary this offseason, whether I liked it or not. But
yeah,
man, dude, I don't know how Eric Murray's still a starter in the league. Like, fine depth guy, but
yeah, his safety's weird because you can basically just get by like with a vet that's not a horrible athlete, that's a decent tackler, that's going to be in the right place. He's not a playmaker.
Xavier Woods has made a living off that, being like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I am the best Band-Aid you could get.
Exactly, spot on.
Yeah. Raiders. It's hard not to go Ashton Genty here. Like, Genty's just so fun.
Yeah,
that's an ascendant offensive line. Some Raiders fans are like coming out with like, oh, we still need a right tackle. I was like, Glaze was pretty solid last year for a 3rd round rookie.
Yeah,
send it with him.
I'd be fine if you went O-line, but yeah, I think Glaze is a tradesy player. Like, I'm willing to kind of wait and see what he can do at right tackle.
Yeah, if anything, like I came away like, oh wow, he's further along than I expected.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna go with Ashton Genty, and then there's gonna be because their corners, such a big question mark. Maybe you could do something with that in the 2nd round. I'm not even thinking of quarterback. I don't know. Get Will Howard in the 3rd, I guess. Pair him up with Chip.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm not taking Shedeur at 6 there. I just don't think that's where they want to be right now. They want to kind of reset the culture with Geno. He's going to get an extension.
Oh, absolutely.
Who would you, I agree with the Ginty pick, but just to give Raiders fans a little something a
little something
for me,
different.
I think my pick, if it's not him, is probably Will Johnson.
Yeah. It's just when's, I don't know when his private workout is, and medicals are going to be so big for him. Like, because it's like 2023, which he played hurt too. Right. Is like so vastly different than like 2024 had a little hiccups here and there, but like he started the year great, had like, I think it was a shoulder injury in the USC game, came back, then got the toe injury. Then it was
I didn't watch anything after the USC game. I just watched 2023 and the games. Yeah,
I think his game against Washington was kind of, it was hit or miss.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love Will Johnson. I think I would like him there. I don't know where else I would go there. Like if Mason Graham was still on the board, he would Mason be in consideration.
Graham was there, or Tet.
Tet, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, if the board falls this way, I think you go GT, and
Yeah.
I think that's what they will do too. Not to make your pick for you, but you already made it.
No, yeah, I already ran the ticket in. You like the NFL draft. Matter of fact, you love the NFL draft, which means you're going to love my draft guide. If you want to know every player your team drafts or even signs as an undrafted free agent, then this is for you. My draft guide updates every day, and you'll be able to see those updates in real time as I add new evals and player backgrounds. It'll have analytics from this year and last year. It'll have the pro day and combine numbers. It'll even have my notes from the senior and shrine bowl. It's a one-time purchase of $30 via PayPal, Venmo, or the Cash App. You can check out the pinned comment or the description if you want to follow those links. And when you do purchase it, please be sure to include your email because it is a Google spreadsheet. So I'm going to require your email. Don't make me hunt it down because I will hunt you down. I will find you and I'll make sure you get your money's worth. Anywho, thanks for supporting the channel.
Okay, Jets at 7. I always go Armin Membu here. I think what they did in free agency makes so much sense. Like, I think this is where they want to go. I think they look at how things are probably going to play out, and he's kind of like the perfect sort of replacement for my guy Morgan Moses there at right tackle. And I actually really like that offensive line after you go Membu. So kind of chalky, but it's chalky for a reason.
I think that's the best route to go. If like Mason Graham's not there, it's like you look at the offensive line on paper and it's like you really just need right tackle. Like they even brought in your boy Josh Myers just in case Tipman doesn't step. Yeah. I was kind of shocked that he lasted as long as he did at the in free agency.
Yeah. Cheap, like 1 year, $3 million deal. League not a fan, and
I don't disagree.
Really blame them. The Packers system does a lot to help those interior guys, but
yeah,
good depth nonetheless. And
Panther
he's field center in college too.
Oh yeah, I didn't even connect that.
Yep,
that's wild. With the Panthers here, so I spun the wheel this last week and I got offense, and Tet was I think already off the board. So I was like, you know what, screw it. I want to get speed at wide receiver. I'm going to go with Matthew Golden. This is too, like, in reality, I think it's too rich for me here in the top 10. Maybe not, but I still think pass rush, like, Clowney is like, how old? It feels like Clowney's been in the league for like 20 years.
He's probably one of those guys that's younger than we think.
Yeah, right? Because I mean,
he might only be 30. Oh, he's 32. No, he's 32.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And like, I think Wonham and Jones, they're like good, like rotation guys. They're that good third pass rusher, but I don't see like an edge two. And I love Mike Green. Hopefully like all that character stuff is a thing of the past. Hopefully some of the like, cause I know there's like some cloudiness with what happened in Virginia. Cause I always go back to, I think it was written by the Virginia Pilot. It was like, and it was an anonymous source. He wasn't questioned about it. They had the no nonsense policy. So it was like, hey, we're suspending you regardless. So it's like, there's enough where like, I don't have enough context on that. It's like, it's kind of hard to say, but like this dude's tape's just so good. He was great at the Senior Bowl. Got to call out on day 3. So I love adding him here.
Okay. No, I like that. And I like always end up going wide receiver for them. So I'm curious to see how that kind of impacts things with all these there's all these teams that need edge from like 15 to like 20 ish. So with
it's one a good year to need edge
earlier here. Yeah. So no, I like it. If you're comfortable with the off-field stuff, I think that's probably the best pick they can make. Though I still love the idea of Luther Bird in there, but,
I do like me Luther Burn, man. That 2024 season, it sucks that he just has that stank of it. Like they
but it wasn't even that bad. I don't get
it wasn't, but like
he still led college football in missed tackles force. Like he still had what, like 800, 900 receiving yards.
I am a sucker for a receiver with yak. I am a absolute. That's why I loved Malik Neighbors so much last year.
You're saying you like a good rack?
Well, you haven't seen my wife, but
Anyway, Saints up at number 9.
Speaking of a good rack.
Yeah. So I mean, is there anything that could talk me out of taking Will Campbell here?
I feel like this team is like, no, we're probably going offensive line. They brought back Chase Young. They brought in, I guess they're one, like you lose Will Harris and you bring in Justin Reed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and you look at where Kellen Moore's coming from, like,
yeah,
he wants
exactly.
that offensive line to run his offense. It's just like, I don't understand why, like, most Saints fans are on board with it, but it's just like, hometown, like, isn't he like a legit like Louisiana guy too? Like, I've heard his accent. He sounds like he's from that area. He's from Monroe, Louisiana.
Monroe,
like,
Monroe.
I don't
Louisiana.
know, man. It's just, plus the fact that they're still kind of sorting through like where everybody's gonna play. Like Penning was like a good run blocker, still has the traits, like former first round pick. Like maybe they want to give him another year at tackle, but I mean, Will Campbell can just play wherever you need him to. It just makes total sense. So we're gonna go Campbell at 9.
Yeah, I feel like if Tet was there, then I'd be tempted just because it'd be something different in that wide receiving core. But
I mean, I would take Tet to every team from 5 to 9. I would take him for Jacksonville. I'd take him for the Raiders. I would take him for the Jets. I would take him for the Panthers easily. I would take him for the Saints at 9. Like, I'm that high on Tet.
I will be shocked if he makes it out of the top 10. Like,
me too.
Like I think like mock drafts have gotten crazy. Like I saw him go to like the Chargers in one, and then I saw him go as far to like Washington. And I was like, what are we doing here?
You're telling me that the Panthers wouldn't take him at 8? Like, come on.
That's wild.
They would run that pick up to the podium.
Yeah. Golly, dude, the Bears are in such a beautiful trade down spot at this point in the draft. Like they could do a variety of just different things and be okay with it. Just gonna talk this one out real quick.
Like, let's talk it out.
Yeah,
I'm down for trades.
Oh man, we're really gonna get in the boonies then. So
I was just thinking. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. Speak your piece. I got a couple of avenues here.
They have more picks than I thought. I was thinking they were a team that didn't have a lot of picks. They're missing a 4th and a 6th, but they have 2 7th and then 2 seconds. So
the 2 early seconds too.
Yeah.
So it's like you could really do whatever. Like if Genti's not here, then cool, screw it. Go if you want to get a running back, go get it at 39 or 41.
Mm-hmm.
But like Malachi Starks pops into my head here. Because you got Bayard, I think, has one more year. Brisker had the concussion down the line. Down the stretch there.
They're not sure his availability. They're not sure like what his year is going to look like.
Yeah, we've seen Jahad Campbell get pumped up quite a bit, and I'm sure they wouldn't mind getting off the contract of whether it's an Edwards or a Edmonds. So like I think those are two possibilities. Tyler Warren, I mean, you could run a lot of 12. They brought in Zacchaeus to come in and be the slot there. Keenan Allen's still floating around out there if you want to bring him back. So like I don't think Tyler Warren's out of the realm of possibility either for this pick.
No.
And again, Braxton Jones, like I feel like if you are going to get an offensive lineman, you probably should move Braxton Jones because like I think he could fetch a really good price. It's just that team probably needs to extend him. But oh golly, like okay, if there was going to be a mover, who do you think it would be? Like someone trying to move up?
I would say probably someone coming up for Banks.
Yeah, because I could see like the Niners potentially getting Banks. They've kind of gone away from the wide zone in like the last couple of years. Like that's actually one of my favorite Banks spots if I don't go like defensive interior, It's for the Niners. Golly, then who is making that jump for Banks? Cardinals? I mean, Seahawks, they have ammo if they want to move, but that's like a wide zone.
Seahawks would probably be. I actually like the Seahawks. Yeah.
All right, you want to play with the trade here?
Let's do it.
Send it. All right, so we got the Seahawks. They're moving. Oh, man, dude. I know the people love trades, too, so much. I love my comment section telling me this trade will never happen. It's like, dude, trade value every year. It's different every year. It's different from team to team. I feel like we've seen every trade under the sun when it comes to like this team giving up this to move up this many spots. So it's like, I don't even get too crazy. I'm just going to go to the NFL draft trade chart. See what they say this may or may not cost. So the 18 is 900. They would need 400 to move up. So that would literally be pick 50 to move up.
Yeah.
All right.
Or I mean, that's what you got for DK.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not cheap, but I don't think you're getting Banks at 18. And in my opinion, at least, there is a pretty big drop off after him. And he's going to be able to play guard for the time being.
Yeah. And I mean,
I'm not a huge Abe Lucas, like long-term solution type of guy. If it happens, that's great. And then Banks can be your long-term guard.
I love Abe Lucas. It's just the health. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's insurance against that.
Yeah. And their interior is so bad. It's so bad. They're gonna rival the Texans when it comes to like offensive interior. It's not a good place to be.
When Lucas was out last year, that right tackle spot was the biggest liability any team had.
You had like Forsythe.
It was so bad. Like they had the Aiden Hutchinson like 15 pressure game. Like,
golly, you want to talk about that? That would have been your defensive player of the year right there.
Oh yeah,
if you didn't get hurt. Golly, he was just eating against very mid offensive lines.
Yeah.
All right, we're going Banks.
All right.
Niners on
Banks to Seattle in the trade up. Okay. So Niners up at 11. I have it on good word that they're going interior defensive line here. And I agree. I think Solid needs some guys that can cause some chaos in the inside of that D line. I think what fits them best is Walter Nolan.
I love
the
it.
athleticism, the bend, the leverage, the motor. He just screams Niner to me. So I'm gonna keep making this pick, especially with the tackles off the board. But even with guys like Banks, I think Nolan's their pick there. So
I love Nolan so much. I've been seeing corner so much to the Niners. I was like,
I think it's crazy.
They just paid.
I see it all the time,
Lenore.
and I'm like, there's like, no way.
Renardo Green was pretty solid last year for a second rounder. Like, yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah, they need to go trenches.
Dude, their trenches are desolate.
Edge, DT, lineman, like there's no way they're taking a corner with the 11th pick. That's just not how Shanahan's built either. Like,
yeah. You gotta imagine Saleh, he shows back up like, what happened?
What did you do? It's the walking in with the pizza and the house is on fire.
Yeah. Golly, Dallas Cowboys, man, on the clock. Bevy of things we can do here. Wide receiver always like jumps into my mind. I love this as like a burden or golden spot. Just get someone for CeeDee Lamb that's not Jake Ferguson. Like Ferguson's fine. I love Ferguson and whatnot, but like you need someone else there. Like Tolbert's, he had moments last year, but like he had wide receiver 3 moments. Yeah,
he can still be a wide receiver 3.
Yeah, exactly. That would be perfect. you can maybe like they brought in so many of these former first rounders. Is this what Jerry meant by going all in? Oh yeah, I brought in a bunch of these first rounders.
Yeah, seriously.
And like, you can't tell me, you can't put Kenneth Murray in there and say like, oh yeah, our linebacker problem, we're fine. Hopefully Overshown will come back now.
They did pick up Sanborn. Did you see that?
I did, dude.
Yeah.
So like a few years ago, I heard he was dating Taylor Swift. I'm pretty sure it was just like a fake rumor. But I was like, out of all people, Sanborn? What? I didn't know your game
That'd
was
be
like
crazy.
that.
And it's like a 10-year age gap too, which is weird.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But
So you
yes.
go Burden or Golden?
Man, that's a toughie. That is a toughie. Dude, I love the idea of Burden here just because of that yak ability. But keeping Golden in Texas, he's never been anywhere else. He was at Houston, he was at Texas. I really like. I just feel like he's got that. I know he's not necessarily the biggest guy, but he feels so much bigger than what he is. He sees ball, he attacks ball. I think he's a really good route runner. His 40 times a mystery. Like I didn't think he was slow, but I didn't think he was like sub 4.3. That's just wild to me. I don't know. Maybe Isaiah Bonds secretly ran his 40.
Yeah, they just swapped. I don't know.
Yeah, Bonds getting all this hate. He was like, no, that was me too. That was me too. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Golden. Just keep the Texas guy in Dallas.
Yeah. I love it. All right. Picking for your Miami Dolphins.
Just pick the fastest guy on the board. We're good.
Personally, I would love to trade down.
I would too, but that's not in our DNA apparently.
Is there anybody that would jump the Colts
For Tyler
Warren?
Well, maybe not the Broncos anymore.
Ooh, no. Evan Ingram is not a tight end. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
He played 91% of his snaps as a slot wide receiver. He's going to play
Was
that.
it that much?
Yeah, he's going to play that like, or maybe I'm mixing him up with Mike Gesicki. No, it was either him
I
or
mean,
Mike
to be fair, Gesicki, that's a big slot right there. That's a big slot.
But in Sean Payton's offense, you think of, I mean, obviously Jimmy Graham, but like the way they use Michael Thomas, Marquise Colston, Jawan Johnson, like that is a big slot receiver role. Like I would be surprised if he plays more than 20% of his snaps with his hand in the dirt. I'm actually like basically just going to start talking about him as a wide receiver in that offense, I think. So to me, they still need a tight end. It's the thought of putting him now in that group with Evan Ingram. They've been connected to Keenan Allen as well.
Yeah, and I mean, if they're considering they're like if you're not, I feel like I don't know. It's kind of weird with the receiving group. It's like they might feel like they're fine enough that they can go do that. Like they have kind of this revolving door of Vele and Mims and Franklin.
Mims played well down the stretch too.
Yeah,
man, I think Tyler Warren's a huge missing piece in that offense.
I'm not against it.
Sean Payton, I know that's your pick, so you have to make the final call to do it. But I'm trying to sell you on it.
I wouldn't be mad about it if I were the Broncos. I mean, they also got the running back concern there, but they pick at 51. You're probably, depending on how the running back class falls,
could probably get picked 98 back. You think?
So
if he did,
let's see, 50. It's 300.
So you got a 300-point difference.
Yeah.
Pick 51 is a 390 points, and then pick 98 is 108. So, I mean, I would do that for Miami.
Oh, no. If I'm Miami, I would take almost any and all, like, trade downs.
Yeah. And then throw me an extra pick in, like, the 6th round.
Yeah.
Because the Broncos have a couple extra picks. So let's go 20 and 51 and 191 from Arizona for the edge rusher trade. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but irrelevant, for pick 13 and 98.
Okay, I'm up for it. Especially the Dolphins, dude.
Was accepted in the simulator without forcing it.
There we go. Yeah. Because, I mean, that's going to be the sweet spot if Tyler Warren makes it, like, out of the top 10. It's like, okay, we got to just jump the Colts. We're not afraid of the Colts training up. They never do.
Right. They never do. And Sean Payton does all the time. So I love that. I love that. And this allows you to pick for your Dolphins at pick 20.
There we go.
We are experts. We are experts.
Oh,
all
of
right,
course.
Tyler Warren to the Broncos.
All right, you're up on the board now, right? Oh no, this is me. I'm the Colts.
This is you. You're the Colts.
Holy crap! That's right. I would be picking for the Broncos, but they moved up. Well, yeah. If it falls this way, oh dang! I keep forgetting that they brought in Cameron Bynum. So I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, Malachi Starks, right? This makes sense.
Yeah, they're probably okay at safety.
Yeah,
Nick Cross
right.
is coming along.
Yeah. So I still think then you look at the front seven, you can make a case for Jahad Campbell potentially, but I think I'd rather go with something along the defensive line. Question is specifically what? Am I going interior? Am I going edge? I mean, the edge group is still pretty thick at this point. We've only seen 2 guys go. With D-line, 2 guys already going. Now it's like, oh, and it creeps into my head. Okay, if I want to jump on one of these guys, maybe this is the spot to do it at.
Buckner's 31. Stewart
exactly.
is 31 and turns 32 this year.
Yeah. And Stewart's always been more of a run defender anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, I think Kenneth Grant makes a world of sense here.
It's kind of funny because whoever you take, it's like either Stewart or Buckner are like, shit, like I'm out. Because if you go Grant, then Grover Stewart's like, well, I guess they're replacing the nose tackle. If you take Derek Harmon, then Buckner's like, dang it, they're replacing the 3 tech.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to go with Grant. That way you could kind of ease him in, kind of just have him, hey, go in there and just wreak havoc when we need you to. And eventually you will replace Grover Stewart, though. Yeah. Stewart has stuck around on that team longer than I thought. I thought he'd be a free agent much sooner. Not because he's like bad or anything, just like I just feel like he would get outpriced at some point.
Yeah.
For that roster.
Yeah. Lou Anarumo had his best success back when he had DJ Reader as well. So kind of try to groom him into that. Could see it. Okay, Falcons at 15. Which edge rusher are we taking? I mean, to be fair, they could go interior as well. It's really they just need someone to get after the quarterback, man. Got all these guys they've invested in. I don't particularly believe in any of them.
Oh, not at all. They brought in Leonard Floyd. The problem solved.
So I will say, I don't know if I'm for sure going to make this pick, but I do think that Raheem Morris really wants to replicate what his old defense did last year with the Rams, with the stunts and the power rusher and like being able to just scheme up the pass rush with all these different body types. I think you look at bringing in Leonard Floyd as a looper and Morgan Fox as this kind of penetrating 3-tech, plus what they did at the end of last year. That's to me the plan they want to go with. And I do actually really think Shamar Stewart as just a scheme up, like just compress the pocket. We're gonna loop in, some athletic guys behind you, whether it's Ruka Roro or Morgan Fox. Would not be surprised if he is their guy at 15. Still rich for me, but that's probably the starting point. James Pierce has some alleged questions of maturity.
Yeah.
It is early for me on Ezeraku. I know he's got a lot of fans out there. I don't know that I see a potential number 1 in Ezeraku like I do in someone like James Pierce. This is hard, man.
It gets tricky with the edge position at this part of the first round.
I would have loved to just get Mike Green because I think he's the most complete guy. I'm between I'm between Pierce and Shamar Stewart.
Yeah,
I think
the guys that tested extremely well at the combine kind of makes sense. One of them goes top 20.
Yeah. Man. Do you take the hardworking, theoretically hardworking guy, or the guy that actually knows how to play football that has character concerns?
Yeah, man. Pierce is going to be so fascinating where he goes.
Yeah. I wish I had more. I wish I had more inside, ability to talk to Pierce and pick his brain. But
right. He had.
I'm going to take.
Oh, go for it.
I'm going to take Shamar Stewart. I'm gonna do it. It's a very peak. I have a first to a second round grade on him. He's like 26th on my big board, so that's a little bit early. But I'm gonna believe in our defensive coach here, that is our head coach, that he can be a schemer, get the pass rush schemed up, and he really is gonna be able to do exactly what I described there. Just blow shit up and scheme up the rush around him, and hopefully that lifts everybody else up.
That's right. What's that saying? A rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah,
it's a good saying. I like it.
It is.
Arizona Cardinals. I have also pegged this as a potential like Jahad Campbell spot, just because like linebacker, they're just kind of their big move at linebackers bring in, what a backup for the Bengals and Akeem. Is it Gaither Davis?
Yep, Davis Gaither.
Yeah, Davis Gaither. Dude, Mac Wilson was nice last year. I feel like they've done enough on the defensive line for the most part. I mean, you go out, get Sweat, and then honestly, the cherry on top was Tomlinson coming in.
Yeah, for sure.
You could always talk about maybe offensively they want to do something, but it's like, yeah, it feels like they've invested a lot in the offense in recent drafts with guys like Marvin Harrison Jr., Paris Johnson. Yeah, I think I like the idea of Jahad Campbell. Like, if we're gonna, if this hype train is legit, he should be ready by the start of the season because I guess he just had surgery on his labrum.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna go with Jahad Campbell. I mean, interesting piece that you can literally do a lot of different things with. They had him stay behind with the pass rushers at the combine and work out. So. Yeah, if you're looking for probably a better Zaven Collins, this is probably it.
Sure. I think it's fine. It's fine. I like going O-line for them, but I agree. I think Campbell very much in play for them.
Yeah, I look at that left guard spot and it's just like I have a hard time pulling the trigger for guard early.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I'm gonna go James Pierce Jr. for the Bengals at 17. I love that fit. They need edge, whether they keep Jesus, the name recall is already slipping off here 40 minutes into the recording. Trey Hendrickson, whether they keep him or not. You still need another guy.
That guy that led the league in sacks last year.
Yeah, that dude. And this is a team that has been willing to, roll the dice on potential, character stuff too. So.
Okay. And I think this kind of like set up pretty well for the Bears, because Malachi Starks is there. People are going to be
Will Johnson.
Oh, and Will Johnson.
He's just fallen.
Dang. Yeah, because I mean, you look at that corner too, and it's like it's kind of been what you had Stevenson kind of in and out the lineup with Terrell Smith last year.
Yeah. They like Terrell Smith.
Yeah.
But
which I don't blame him. I like Terrell Smith coming out of what is it? Minnesota, right?
Yep. Yeah. It's up to you. I think either are phenomenal picks. It's your call.
I think you're getting probably the safer option would be Starks. I think he comes in and he's going to be good. He's going to be solid. He's top safety. People kind of over exaggerate like, oh, he didn't run that well. It's like, I mean, he had like, I think the first or second, like with the zebra times on the field drills. He was constantly
Yeah.
first and second. So it's like he moves well. Like
He ran a 4.5, 1.5, 110.
I think people
split,
look at the agility drills and they're like, "Oh, this guy can't move." It's
Yeah.
like, he can move. He can move.
Yeah.
Let's stop. But
That's
yeah. Just again with the concussion concerns with Brisker, and then you got Bayard on his final deal or final year. Yeah, I'm gonna send it.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. Okay, Tampa at 19. I'm gonna stop the Will Johnson slide here.
Dang, dude, because I was about to take.
Yeah.
I was gonna do it for the Dolphins.
He'd be nice for the Dolphins at 20. I'm gonna stop the slide. It's not their most pressing need, but it is coming down the pipeline for them. I know they were debating what they were gonna do with Jamel Dean this year. It looks like they're gonna keep him, but this is probably his last year there. And Zion's a stud on the outside, but I think he's too talented to pass up at this position here at 19.
All right. Thank you very much. That is that. All right, man. I would have loved him for the Dolphins. I would have loved him. Kind of is what it is. Dolphins here, like Gray Zabel jumps to mind. I think Jade Barron now with Will Johnson off the board. Some of that, honestly, you could kind of play like, I think Devon Witherspoon, you could play him inside and out. And I think he'd be a good fit. I think he's more of that kind of like cerebral type word that I have difficulty saying for kind of that quarters heavy system there. I think I like what I can get at guard in round 2.
Okay.
That if I could dodge kind of the injury concerns of those like round 2 corners, then I probably want to. So I'm going to go with Barron here.
Okay.
And I mean, hey, shoot, I think Barron could play like safety as well, which the Dolphins safety group kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going Ashton Davis. Come on.
Yeah. Hey, Ashton Davis has got some potential.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he's gonna be freaking
mostly
great.
kidding, but kind of not kidding.
If he was like our third safety, I'd be okay. But
I wanted to just let you talk there, but I don't like that for the Dolphins personally.
No,
because I just don't think Jade is as good as people say. I that's just my own take. I'm like kind of standing on my own island against the Jade Barron hype train.
Okay,
love him as a slot, but as we know, like that position is a little more of like a second round value type of deal. Outside, I was like just waiting to see it. And I'm like, I thought he was for the Trent McDuffie comps I see out there. I thought he was super tight. I thought he was super tight hipped. I thought his feet were slow. Anytime someone tries to like cross his face, he resorts to grabbing. He didn't trust his feet because he doesn't have good feet. So I really don't like him as an outside corner. Like if it's just an outside corner grade, I see him as like a 3rd round guy. Love his toughness. Love what he can do in the slot. I think he can bump and run. Absolutely play that like star slot, like, K'Wan Williams type. But I just don't think you need to take that at 20. And I also think the world of Gray Zabel for them in that system.
I wouldn't mind Zabel there either.
If I'm a Dolphins fan and you make that pick, I'm like, all right, like Jade's fun. See, he's an upgrade from what's his name in the slot? Kader Coho, who's a nice player, but
yeah, I mean he's fine, but like, yeah, I think I make the pick there thinking he's gonna be a slot or maybe play a little bit of safety because like I thought. Yeah. In 2023, that's when he was at his best. Like he was, I mean, he had interceptions, he had big plays on the outside, but like I think 2023 he had like fumble return for a touchdown interception. He was just constantly a playmaker. The closer he was to the football.
Yeah. Okay. So we haven't even mentioned Shedeur Sanders.
I totally forgot he was on the board.
It's funny what happens when a couple of QB needy teams pass on the guy, and then you remember you're talking about a late first, early second round caliber prospect. I still think Rodgers is going to Pittsburgh.
Where else can he go?
Like Yeah, seriously. Minnesota, maybe.
I mean,
don't know.
That sounds like the only other place.
Yeah, but or just sit and wait to see if someone gets hurt. But
Yeah. Do you think he signs before the draft?
I think Pittsburgh makes him make a decision before the draft because they know this scenario is possible, that they could potentially, make some calls to go get Shedeur. And I don't hate Shedeur there. I certainly don't love him there. I just don't think he throws a great deep ball, and putting him with Pickens and Metcalf, it's like a lot of clashing in terms of like the fit there. Like Shedeur is at his best, kind of getting the ball out quickly and kind of, picking the middle of the field apart. It's just not Arthur Smith's offense, and it's not those receivers. So it's kind of a weird fit. So I don't hate the idea of sitting him, like drafting him here to sit behind Rodgers for a year. Personally, I think like Dart honestly probably fits that offense better.
That's all Dart did was throw 15 yards down the field.
Yeah, just pair him back up with an Ole Miss wide receiver.
Yeah.
But if you're signing Rodgers, like I want to go for it. Like who's on the board that is going to help us win the most games with Rodgers? Love Derek Harmon here. I love a corner. I don't know there's a great value at corner for them, but they do need, I think Trey Amos is super high floor impact starter for them. You could just go full send, bring in Luther Burden, and just have crazy playmaking.
That's kind of a fun fit too.
He gives you a little bit of something they don't have. You got options. I'm just going to pull up their depth chart real quick. Because that's right. They brought in Darius Slay. They got Joey Porter. Honestly, Jahdae Barron for them, with all that said, putting him into that nickel spot would definitely work for me. Could see them doing some fun stuff with Eman Wari too, but it's too early for me to take him.
Yeah.
Or, okay, I got it. Amarian Hampton.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We forget about the running backs. I'm going to go Amarian Hampton for them.
Yeah, we forget about Shedeur. We forget about everybody in that backfield, apparently.
It's a good class, man. It's a good class. Yeah, I'm going to go with the running back, Amarian Hampton. You don't have a second round pick, so you can't really capitalize on that sweet spot in this draft. So let's take him at 21, and offense is kind of complete.
Yeah. Hampton would have definitely been a consideration here. It's just Jim Harbaugh, I just don't think that they probably believe that, hey, we could take a day 2 running back or even a day 3 running back and be okay with Najee there. I just don't think they invest in the position like that.
Wait, we were just picking for Pittsburgh, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, I personally would have done it. But then I think Harbaugh and that organization, they believe they could, I might have passed on Hampton if he was still available there.
I'm confused, though, because Harbaugh is the coach of the Chargers.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I would have taken Hampton if you didn't take him there.
I see.
I would have considered it, but also, yes. Sorry, I'm just speaking out loud. My brain works in mysterious ways, my wife tells me.
You're good.
Colson Loveland seems like the option. I know they brought in Conklin, but I'm kind of whoop-de-doo. Okay. Kind of is what it is. Harbaugh gets a Harbaugh guy. Luther Burden, I personally, I think I might go with him over Loveland. They brought in Mike Williams. They don't really have that yak guy. I know some people will be like, well, Ladd McConkey. I was like, Ladd McConkey does a lot of different things, though.
Yeah.
And Burden, you could do Greg Roman and Burden. They could do some fun stuff with that.
Mm-hmm.
They could, hey, let's get this guy on a reverse. Matter of fact, Najee needs a rest. Burden, you're in the backfield.
You ever watch Debo tape? That's
right.
Get in there.
I like that better. Sorry. I mean, dude, hey, Harbaugh passed on a bunch of Michigan guys last year. So I'm going to go with Luther Burden.
Ugh, that kills me as a Packers fan. That kills me.
My bad.
Okay. So Burden.
I think it might be fair to talk about potential Giant or Brown trade ups
I would do that if I'm the Packers.
Yeah.
So who's paying more? Because you
That's-
actually kind of hold the cards, right? If both teams are on the phone here,
Yeah.
you can kind of be like, hey, I got the Giants on the other line. You got to throw in.
What are we doing here? The Browns, I think, have way more capital off the top of my head. I'm looking right now. Oh, okay. It's not. No. Okay. Maybe not.
I have a proposal because I control the Browns, but because I'm picking for my Packers here, I want to throw this to you.
Throw it to me.
I want your first next year.
Oh my gosh.
And 33. I'll give you 54 back.
I feel like this is the Saints moving up to get.
But I'll give you pick 54
Marcus
back.
Davenport. I think at this juncture, if you are getting the quarterback, yeah, probably. You probably throw that first.
I also need 104. Your 4th round pick. Because I'm getting out of the 2nd round in this situation. So I need another pick around the top 100.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. So this would be the Browns. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I feel like. I mean, yeah. Either one of these squads, because it's like you might not live to see another year.
It's an overpay for the Browns, but because I have the Giants in the other line, that's why you got to pay more.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, dude, rookie quarterback, that helps kind of siphon a lot of those salary cap concerns moving forward. Yeah, I'm down to do that from the Browns.
Okay.
So we are future first. We're exchanging 33 and
104. So 33, 104 from Cleveland and the future first for 23 and 54.
All right. There we go. It has been done, and Shador is a Cleveland Brown. To pair him back up with, oh wait, no, I took Abdul Carter.
And that's an upside play for the Packers. Like, it does sting to lose the 2nd, right? Because those are 2 potential starters for you. But the shot at getting a potential top 10 pick next year from Cleveland is worth that.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And if anything, you probably feel better about you lose your 2nd rounder in this case too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and you're betting on next year's class to be better anyway. It's fine.
So Shador.
Yeah, Shador. The pick is in. Now I got the Minnesota Vikings here on the clock. All right. A lot of these top guys have now come off the board. From the Vikings, like Gray Zabel is a very interesting option here, in my opinion. I think they're probably fine with Brandel, but with like Will Fries coming off the injury, Ryan Kelly, there we go. He's gonna miss games. I think having Zabel might be very solid. Other things, corner. Do I want to go and get that next corner off the board? I don't know, man. The corners have so many question marks at this point. Because, like, Maxwell Harrison has that concern from 2021. I don't know if you've seen that.
I haven't looked into it yet. I haven't even watched him yet, to be honest.
It's weird. It's like it's an open case, but, like, there's really nothing else out there about it outside of, like, one person's side. So it's like, I don't even know. Know. And then, of course, you have like Revel, Morrison with their own, one coming off the ACL, one with like, is his hip even still functional at this point?
Right. Yep.
So it's like, I
know the Vikes fans want to trade down. That's another benefit of the Packers making that move.
I was going to say, it would have been nice if the Vikings
kind of
made
steal
that trade
package,
down.
that nice package from Minnesota, which is exactly what they want. And now it's like, okay, well, who's really coming up for who? It's a little harder.
Yeah. I mean, you could always... No. I mean, we got, Harmon on the board, right? Still, or is he gone? No, Derek Harmon's still here. Maybe... I know they invested a lot, but they invested in some old heads there on the defensive material. So it's a thought. that's out there. I think Zabel's probably the safer option. I think I'm going to go with Gray Zabel. I think he's a really good fit too, just schematically.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you have a tackle goes, at least he has tackle experience. Do you want him out there in the NFL at tackle? Maybe, maybe not. But at least you have that emergency
you
red
got the
button.
Flexibility.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the last missing piece on that offense, like other than maybe quarterback, but we'll see about that. But
we'll find out.
We just don't know. That's not even a JJ McCarthy shot. It's just we just literally have no idea.
I'm just saying, in one of my dynasty leagues, I have JJ McCarthy and Justin Jefferson, so fingers crossed.
There you go. Wow. Okay. No, I love the pick. That's what I would do if I had stuck and picked for them. Okay, so Texans at 25. I'm going to take Derek Harmon here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I do like the Booker option for them, but their interior, if you can just get a little bit more from that interior, like that with what we saw at the end of the year last year with that pass rush, like this defense, even if the offense is going through some things as they figure out the O-line and play caller and Tank Dell injury and all this stuff, man, that was a championship defense at the end of the year last year. And this just continues to lift that up. They brought in Sheldon Rankins because they want that role. But, he has a hard time staying on the field to begin with. So, yeah. D. Harmon.
I like that. So, for the Rams, I'm thinking, okay, Super Bowl.
This is a
window.
no-brainer for me, by the way, but I'm curious what you do.
I'm between two. For me, it's either Emeka Egbuka or Colson Loveland. It is a pass catcher for Matthew Stafford. They brought back Tutu. They brought in Devontae Adams. So, I feel like I think they probably really like Winnington as well. Of course, you have Puka, so it's like there's enough there for me to like, okay, well, Higbee, he's fine, but if I could get that guy that could be a big slot, that could have us in like a 12 personnel more often than not, just kind of give some diversity to the offense. So I think I'm going to go with Loveland.
Okay.
What was
my obvious pick is Josh Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They brought back Alaric, and I know like haven't signed up there in years, but he's still playing good football.
Yeah. I'm betting against Havenstein being there much longer, and I just think Josh Simmons is supremely talented. He's a top 10 player with the like outside of the injury for me.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
So, just for the Rams that, aren't picking that quality of tackle or edge or defensive tackle type of guy, I think the fact that he's there because of the injury, I'm willing to risk that for them. But I like the Loveland pick for them too.
Yeah. I mean, that's where my mind was like, okay, well, Stafford's only got a few more years left, so let's try to maximize this as much as we can.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Okay, Ravens at 27.
A lot of edge players on the board.
Ibuka's just sitting there, but I'm willing to roll the dice with Bateman having a good year.
Yeah, they like Bateman a lot. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting D-Hop's there now.
I don't hate Booker for them.
No.
Voorhees, just Ben Cleveland, Daniel Falele.
Two guys I really liked, Cleveland and Voorhees, that are just.
Yep. Yeah, Voorhees still has potential. Falele was very up and down.
Yeah.
It's either that or edge. Like I feel like Michael Williams quietly isn't really their type. He's kind of that heavy-handed like 5-tech.
Yeah.
Which they've really become kind of like a classic 3-4 type of system where I don't think Michael Williams is a 3-4N. And I don't think he's a stand-up edge backer. So I think he's kind of an awkward fit. You also have, you do have Jalen Walker, who's just a super high upside dart throw there.
Yeah, Walker's going to be fascinating. It's either you're like, I've seen like, oh, he's top 10, and it's like, Like, is he? Is he? Because there's enough there to scare me away that it's like, oh, he doesn't just doesn't develop.
You know what? I'm going to take the guy that I think is just the better football player, and that's Tyler Booker.
Okay.
I don't think Ravens fans are going to love that. But if this is me, that's just where I gravitate towards, then kind of rolling the dice on just a...
I mean, you got Derrick Henry
shoot.
on one more year, so...
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So now it's my turn to think about pass rush. Golly, Detroit Lions.
Got options.
I know.
Like every style that you could ask for here.
Yeah, right?
With the edge group, at least.
I love that they brought back Marcus Davenport on a cheap deal. Because, like, when healthy, he's really good. He's good. Let me reel back real quick.
He can't stay healthy. Like, come on.
Dude, he's become like, who was the corner the Chargers used to have?
Yeah.
It was like Vernette or something.
Yeah. Vernette.
Yeah. He had like one crazy year, but
good.
could never stay healthy after that.
Yep.
Oh, it kind of feels like that's what Davenport is.
I mean, that was when the Vikings signed him. I mean, living in Minnesota, I try to tell these Vikings fans, like, don't get too excited about this signing. He's going to play 2 games for you. And that's exactly what happened. Literally repeat, copy and paste for the Lions.
Yeah. Who else do they have out there at edge? Because they cut Za'Darius. If that's the case, like, Mikael Williams is kind of interesting just because he gives you that high floor as a run stuffer. Because I mean, that's what those Georgia boys do. They stop the run. And I mean, hopefully you could. I mean, I imagine having Aiden Hutchinson opposite of you makes it a little bit easier to develop your pass rush. Yeah, they got really nothing else. Oh, they got Muhammad. He kind of turned it on late last year. Yeah,
I mean, they have a couple of those kind of heavy-handed types, but I don't think they're ever going to be done adding those types.
Oh,
that's what they love.
Yeah, and like interior, like kind of creeps back to mind just with the Lee McNeil with the late season injury. But they brought back on Wuzurike. They brought in Roy Lopez, like low key, good depth guy, former U of A great. I'm gonna go Mikael.
Okay. Yeah, he's their type. Okay, Washington. I think Josh Simmons still there. I just love Josh Simmons.
He's good,
and
he's gonna fall into the Chiefs'
gonna be
lap
there for a long time. I mean, this is one of those things where you have to have a conversation with him. Like, can you play right tackle? Like, are you cool with it?
Yeah,
like
he played right tackle at San Diego State.
Oh, did he? Well, then that's taking him. And even if he doesn't play this year, like, we can go with Wiley for a year. We saw that. But, God, you could have the best 2 tackles in like the best tackle duo, at least from a pass protection standpoint in football there for Jaden. Not the immediate win now pick you might hope for, but
they did that enough with their draft picks via trade.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're gonna go with Simmons?
Yep, going Simmons.
Okay. Oh man, that would have been nice for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Buffalo Bills, man. For me, Bills, it's either trenches or it's corner. You could talk about safety, but I mean, I like Derek Forrest. Kind of just got lost in the shuffle there when Dan Quinn got there. Who else they got? They drafted Colt Bishop in the 2nd round. So it's like, and they have like Taylor Rapp and whatnot. They have enough there.
I think if Starks were here, they would think about it.
Yeah,
he's that good. But other than that, I don't think they need to do it.
Yeah, we could talk about corner. I mean, like Revel's interest in here. Even Amos, actually. I keep forgetting Amos is in this class and not hurt.
And you seem like you're kind of like me, where first round's kind of like fine, but don't need to force him into the top 20, or because I think he's going to be a lot of people's pick there. So I'm curious.
I think with how many like defensive interiors just kind of flew off the board here, because like usually like like at least seen in mocks, like all those guys are at the back end of the first. Like you'll see Walter Nolan, you'll see Derek Harmon, you'll see even Kenneth Grant there and available. So it's like it's just kind of a different animal. They brought in Bosa at edge. How do you pronounce it? Michael Hotet? Hoyt. Is it Hoyt? Oh my gosh, it's that easy.
I've always heard Hoyt. Yep.
Okay.
Like Hoit.
Yeah, he'll be back after 6 games. They still have Epinesa, so like there's enough to where it's like I feel barren at corner.
Yeah.
Like they legit just they brought in Dane Jackson. It's like cool. Can we get some competition there? So it's like the upside of Revel. I like it, but I feel like Amos is just a little safer, not coming off the ACL. I think he's even a more seasoned player, and I mean he's played a lot in the SEC. I mean, shoot, he only didn't start at Alabama because Kool-Aid and Terrion Arnold. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Amos.
I love that. A lot of Rasul Douglas in his game, but he's a better man-to-man player. So I love that. All right, Chiefs at 31. You know who I just love for them and for Spags is Nick Scorton.
Yeah.
My pro comp on him is George Karlaftis. I think that
makes sense. Did
I pencil that in?
A&M just had their pro day recently, right? Or is it yet to happen?
I have it as 327. I haven't followed up with that. Yeah, this is actually big.
Yeah.
He has a big pro day. Let's see if we can find that.
Yeah, Texas A&M pro day, please.
Pro day results have been tough to come by this year.
Yeah, typically I follow Alex Katzen. Because he has the nice little spreadsheet, but like waiting on any final results, it's kind of
I don't know.
Let's see.
Either way, I'm gonna go Scorton for them. Just glossing over the board to make sure I'm not. I mean, Connerly is still there.
Let's see. I don't see any workouts from him. Or at least like drills.
Yeah, that's
probably
annoying.
Did on the field stuff. I like Karlaftis as a comp there.
I probably should take Connerly. That's the responsible thing to do. But I just, man, like they have more
guys.
Yeah. I don't want another year of Mike Dana rushing off the edge on third downs. I just don't want that. So I'm going to take Scorton. He's exactly what Spags likes.
I feel like they've done enough. Like, I don't want to say they've done enough. Like, you already know, like, Jawan Taylor's got one foot out the door. And
yeah.
Is it going to be Wanya Morris over there at right tackle? I don't know about that. But I'm pretty optimistic about Jalen Moore, though.
Okay. I kind of am, too. I don't know. Just gut feeling.
Yeah, and that's honestly a pretty good contract, like, consider, because what, it was just 2 years, $30 million, right?
Right.
So, Philadelphia Eagles, man, the world is my oyster. And I can do whatever the heckles I want.
There's a nice, juicy Georgia defender sitting there.
Oh my gosh, dude, there is. Golly. And if I wanted him to go anywhere, this is probably the place to be. I mean, they brought in Uchi. They brought in who else did they bring in? Because I mean, they still got Huff there, but do they believe in Huff? Does Huff believe in Huff?
Dang, you just freaking buried Bryce Huff into the dirt.
Oh,
My boy, Bryce Huff. The one NFL football player that follows me on Twitter.
I like Huff. I don't know what happened like last year. Like, he's a DPR. Just use him like a DPR.
Yeah.
I don't know. You would think with Hassan Reddick gone, that's your Reddick, right?
You would think.
I'm pretty. Oh yeah, they brought in Azeez Ojulari. We'll see how healthy he can stay. Okay, maybe I'm not too encouraged with everything they brought in. Yeah, I think Walker. This is just exceptional value. Walker makes sense, and he's Georgia. Makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
You like the NFL draft. Matter of fact, you love the NFL draft, which means you're going to love my draft guide. If you want to know every player your team drafts or even signs as an undrafted free agent, then this is for you. My draft guide updates every day, and you'll be able to see those updates in real time as I add new evals and player backgrounds. It'll have analytics from this year and last year. It'll have the pro day and combine numbers. It'll even have my notes from the senior and Shrine Bowl. It's a one-time purchase of $30 via PayPal, Venmo, or the Cash App. You can check out the pinned comment or the description if you want to follow those links. And when you do purchase it, please be sure to include your email because it is a Google spreadsheet. So I'm going to require your email. Don't make me hunt it down because I will hunt you down. I will find you and I'll make sure you get your money's worth. Anywho, thanks for supporting the channel.
Just him and Nolan Smith together is just hilarious. Yeah, that makes sense. I do kind of like the idea of Josh Connerly for them because I feel like we just pencil in the fact that Lane Johnson's going to be able to do this forever. He turns 35 in a month. All right.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
My Packers. I still get the guy I would have taken at 23 anyway. Jaden Higgins. Let's go.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of Ibuka, but I like that upside way better.
I have heard people say Ibuka for them. No way. That is like
it's literally the same. It's literally the same as every other receiver on the Packers.
Well, at least Jaden Reed, who's the one guy that actually has a role on the team that's like gonna be there ready to play next year. So like, dude, Jaden Higgins is like everything they need. Big bodied receiver on the outside. He's got underrated speed, great route runner. Run blocking, like I want him at 23 for the Packers. So to get him at 33 and a future first, like we're doing good. Yeah. We're doing good things.
All right, so I got the Giants here. They went Travis Hunter in the first. Part of me is compelled to take a shot at quarterback, but the other part
I don't think it's a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. The other part of me is compelled to like, oh, I mean, who are some of the best players on the board? Who felt us? Like, hey, if we might be out, man, let's get some guys that could come in and compete right now. Is also a thought there, but the way like everything fell, it's like I don't feel really compelled to do much of anything outside of just take a quarterback.
I something we could do really quick. New England comes up for Josh Connerly.
Oh, that makes sense. That buys time.
We don't even need to really worry about the trade details. It'd be like day three.
It would be a day three
deal.
value. Yeah,
nothing too much. Maybe they swap third round picks too, but like it'd be that type of deal. Nothing that impacts the rest of our conversation.
Exactly. No, I agree. Send it, Patriots. Yeah. The one team the Patriots couldn't. Well, that's not true. I keep forgetting the Patriots lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl. I was gonna say the one team Patriots couldn't beat in the Super Bowl, but nope, not true.
Love this draft for the Patriots.
Yeah,
walking out here with Tet and Josh Connerly.
Oh, dude, yeah. That's the beautiful thing, because like with like the concerns with like, oh, well, is Simmons? Can he be the same guy coming back from what was it, a patellar tendon? Will he be the same guy? Like he could fall right into your laps as well.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
All right, Tennessee Titans. You got Cam Ward. Now what?
I feel bad because I kind of made the last pick for you, but
no, that one like
I think I did that like a few weeks ago where I moved up in a trade scenario to get yeah. I think I did it with the Jags though. So it's the same thing.
It's funny. Ezaraku, he reminds me so much of Harold Landry. Titans staring at him right here at 35. But I think I'll make this the Emeka Egbuka spot.
Yeah,
I think he plays well with what you got in gambling man himself. Jesus, what's his name? Wide receiver.
Ridley.
People watching this are like, does he know anything about football? Like the guys he doesn't know who Trey Hendrickson is. He doesn't know Calvin Ridley.
All right, man.
You got to understand the amount of just names that we spend these months just staring at spreadsheets full of names, and it all just mixes together. You understand that.
I get mad when people are like, "Oh, look at you! You named like 100 guys in a video, and you slipped up and called Myles Garrett Miles Sanders," which I've done this whole season. Like I can't help it. Like, dude, Miles Sanders has one game-winning touchdown, and suddenly he's Myles Garrett to me.
Good for him, man.
Yeah,
that's a big upgrade.
Right.
Miles Sanders.
He's doing well for himself.
Yeah.
All right. The highest
you
paid.
can make a pick. I'll stay out of this one.
Yeah. Part of me wants to like roll the dude, this is Liam Cohen, right? So it's like you feel like you got to come away with an offensive player, but like in my heart I'm like, well, why not just roll the dice on Nick Emanuari, be like, hey, he's freaky. Our safety position's kind of whatever. It's Darnell Savage and it's Eric Murray. Like, am I encouraged? No. So like that there's a part of me that's just like thinking that. Who they bring in? Oh, that's right. They brought in Jordan Lewis to play in the slot, and I guess they're kicking out Jerry and Jones, which that's going to be fascinating. I don't know if there's an offensive player. I don't know who would it be I would take here. There's just no one that I'm drawn to. Like maybe Donovan Jackson, just because like, okay, what if Walker Little ain't it at tackle? At least like down the stretch, like Jackson was kind of crazy at tackle. But I
like
just
the DB idea, either a corner or a safety.
Yeah, I think it's a Nick Emanuari because I mean, just roll the dice on the pure freakiness.
Okay, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I know you're not the biggest.
I like
guy.
Xavier Watts a lot. I would have taken Xavier Watts over.
You know what's strange? I like actually Kevin Winston a lot. Just he got hurt this year.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch him. I haven't gotten him yet.
His 2023 is really good.
Xavier Watts actually reminds me a lot of Xavier McKinney. Xavier has the first name Xavier has nothing to do with that, but
just interception,
overall, like, not the best
bolts.
athlete. Yeah, not the best athlete, but just a lot of similarities in their game. And they brought in.
Funny enough, that's actually my comp for Xavier Watts. It's McKinney.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
Yeah,
but same defense. The linebacker coach is now their defensive coordinator from Green Bay. Is Jacksonville's DC. Could kind of get his
connecting dots.
Yep.
I like that.
A lot of dots. Yep. Okay, Raiders up. I wasn't quite as moved by Darius Alexander as I wanted to be. I wanted to like him a lot more because I know a lot of people love him.
He's a fun player to watch.
He's good.
Had the thick six in the bowl game.
Yeah. No, he's a freaky athlete. I mean, this is like when the Giants traded down, if the idea was to target a quarterback later, like this would be the one team that maybe could snipe Jackson Dart from you. But I like the idea of the Raiders just kind of getting good football players, trying to build up the culture.
It's Pete Carroll. Like he's not there for a rebuild.
Right. Exactly. Well, and it's a different kind of rebuild. It's not a draft a young quarterback and start things over from scratch.
Yeah.
I think it's corner, and I'm going to roll the dice with Benjamin Morrison in the hip.
That's fair.
I really like Benjamin Morrison. He's a hell of a good football player.
I agree. Without the hip, like he would be in that like top, like he was a top 20, top 15 guy coming into the season.
Right.
Okay. All right. I suppose this is where I am now going to take Jackson Dart. Again, part of me is like, can I do something about Greg Van Roden? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with Jackson Dart here. That way, there's something there to be like, oh, look, we're not only trying to be competitive this year, but hey, look to the future. And worst case scenario, we treat this guy like Will Levis, and we just draft a quarterback early next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Bears, I love this player for them, Quinshon Judkins.
Yep.
Really a big fan of him. I think in an other running back class would be in more of the RB1 discussion. So smooth, so athletic. What do you run, like a 4.4? Like, he's got the breakaway speed.
4.8? Yeah. 4.46? One of those two.
I thought it was even faster than that. Oh, you're right. 4.48.
I mean, that was still, I was just hoping he was going to be in under or around that 4.5.
Yeah. The big one, though, 151 10-yard split. Yeah. Just towards the top of the draft. 38.5-inch vertical jump, 132-inch broad jump. So, like, the acceleration, that was the biggest thing I talked about with him was, like, the how he pairs his acceleration with his vision is just disgusting.
Yeah. For me, it was a lot better at Ole Miss. Mm-hmm. I don't know what, but
yeah,
I mean, dude, he was still really good for Ohio State.
Yeah.
Okay, Saints went with Will Campbell. I feel like the world is my oyster. I could kind of do whatever I want. I feel like I've said that in this video already, but I mean, true statement is true. Okay, this one's, I think I got something here.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with the trenches, but I'm going to jump to the defensive side. I don't really feel like they have any good run stuffers on that defensive interior. So Talik Williams just kind of feels like a very high floor play.
I like it. Yep. Really like it. Okay. And then I get to pick for Da Bears again, and then we're going to take Donovan Ezeraku. At 41, you get a little pass rushing juice. It's great value at that point. Man, every time I draft for the Bears, they have an insane draft, and I hate it. But you walk out of this with Malachi Starks, Quinshon Judkins, and Donovan Ezeraku. Jesus Christ.
They're in a really good spot. They're in a really, really good spot.
This draft is like catered to them.
Yeah. Okay, Armand Membu. Is this where Aaron Glenn now jumps to the defense and tries to figure things out? I look to the secondary because it's like our guys like Andre Cisco and Brandon Stevens and was it Tony Adams stopping me from going with someone in the secondary here? I don't think so.
I think especially, wow, they signed Brandon Stevens. That's right.
Yeah, they did.
So dumb. So much rather give that starting job to one of these freaky corners in the second round.
Right.
Now it's like roadblocked. I hated that signing. It was so bad.
It was not great. It was not great. I think actually, though, this is kind of a perfect vehicle for Revel where you can kind of develop him.
Mm-hmm.
So... yeah, I mean, dude, Aaron Glenn, he's a DB. He's a DB guy.
Yeah, Revel's sweet.
Yeah, he started the year out so hot too. I think he had like a pick 6 against like Appalachian State, and then just goes down.
Yeah,
sucks.
All right, Niners are up. I'm just looking at offensive linemen. I'm just not as high on Donovan Jackson. I've got him as a 3rd-round guy. Haven't watched like Ursary. I don't know, because the Niners need guys that can up and move.
Yeah,
like Jared Wilson, Marcus Bowe, probably a little early.
Yeah, lot of people really love Marcus Bow.
I still have to watch his tape, but I did catch him off-sighted from one. I was watching one of the edge rushers, was not moved. And before I even knew who he was, I thought he was the worst player at the Senior Bowl. Like just seeing his reps, seeing how small he was, no play strength. I was just, I know he's a great athlete, but
good work ethic too. That's the rumor.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, that's right. Walter Nolan.
Yeah, we took Walter Nolan. You could probably go edge too. For them.
Yeah. Yeah. Bosa hasn't had someone next to him in quite some time.
Yeah.
Or at least opposite of him.
This is where you kind of get into like, what kind of flavor do you want? Princely Emmanuel, I think, fits the kind of bendy Leonard Floyd replacement for them.
Gets to play next to Nolan too again.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Okay, that's the pick.
There we go.
Princely Emmanuel. Robert Saleh coming in. Putting out the fire.
All he watched this offseason was Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, dude, that defensive line was kind of that front seven was disgusting.
Yeah.
That defense in general.
And I like that too, because Etorgos Matos and even Sam Aquanana.
I don't even try.
Yeah. Those guys are like heavy-handed run defenders. And then you can bring in Emmanuel on third downs. So, yeah, dude, that's stupid Niners.
So
luckily, they're just going to take a running back in the second round, and we don't have to worry.
Gosh, right? Oh, yeah, we got to find our Jordan Mason replacement.
Yep.
Oh, man. And then they'll take a kicker in the third.
Exactly. They do need another kicker.
Yeah.
Because the last third round one didn't work.
So stupid, dude. Like, why is this still a thing at this day and age that we're drafting kickers in like the top 4 rounds? I'm going with Travion Henderson for the Cowboys. They brought in, they got Miles Sanders. They have Javonte Williams. I think they're both 1-year deals. You struck gold last time you went to Ohio State for a running back. And I mean, he doesn't have to be the guy. Just make him like a 10 to 15 touch dude, and he's going to produce well for you. I'm excited enough by Brock Huffman, strangely enough, at right guard, where I'm
their lineman. Okay, their line's in okay shape, especially run blocking wise.
Yeah. So
you're going Henderson, not Scatabo.
Yeah. Scatabo's
not as big.
Like, I don't know. Like with him, it's like, okay, how much does that piss and vinegar, low to the ground run style? Like, I feel like that's a very high floor. Mm-hmm. Like with Henderson, it's like you get the big play potential.
For sure.
Kind of what I'm looking at. I like Scatabo a lot, though. I do.
Yeah. I think Henderson's a good pick. I would love to see Scatabo, kind of I feel like that's the Jerry Jones pick, but I think you're right. Everything you said about Henderson is correct, and the value's fine. Like, I don't think it's a reach or anything. So
yeah, for me, like they're the same range. Who's your, if you don't mind me asking, who's your comp for Scatabo?
I think I have James Conner written down, but I was talking to Thor Nystrom. We were at Top Golf together, and he had one that I really liked for him. That I'm not going to think of right now. So I think that's going to change to someone else, because Scatabo is more like lateral agility based than someone like James Conner. So that comp's going to change, but I think he's going to be really good. Yeah, I really like him.
I put out a tweet. I was like, hey, I'm on the struggle bus for a comp here. Like, I've never like loved comps to begin with, but I was asking around, and then I heard Mike Renner has like Ahmad Bradshaw. I was like, yeah, I'm just looking for someone that like runs like 2 inches from the ground.
Okay. Probably crazy here. What about Le'Veon Bell?
That's
quick
not
feet,
crazy.
The broken tackles,
can do
the
everything.
Excellent vision, the receiving ability. Le'Veon was not
occasionally
a great
throw a
speed
touchdown
guy. I mean,
I don't mind that either.
I'm not saying he's gonna be as good as him, but
yeah, that's the dangerous thing with comps. People see comps and they're like, they think production.
Yep. Okay, Colts at 45. So we went. What do we get in round one?
I think it was Kenneth Grant.
So I'm excited to watch these linebackers to see if any of these guys feel like second rounders to me. I like Demetrius Knight. I'm not second round Demetrius Knight personally. Same. Swessinger is like the only other guy that other people have kind of seen in that range. So I'm excited to watch Swessinger because I would really like a linebacker for them. What do you think of Swessinger?
He's like a former receiver. He plays so fast, and like that's how he hits. He hits at like 60, 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. Would you take him here? Like,
I think this begins the range. I start to think about him. Like I currently have him in like that 50s range. He should be a good athlete. I don't know if he's going to do the workouts at his private pro day, but he, again, former wide receiver. He did that 39 and a half inch vert while adding like 15, 17 pounds.
Sure. So,
and for a guy that was literally a special teamer, came in first year starter, he didn't play like I didn't think he got caught like biting on too many like motions or like play actions. Like there was part of that in his game, but it wasn't nearly enough to where it was like, oh yeah, this guy's like a first year starter.
Yeah. Yeah. And he doesn't have to start right away here, but they need like solutions for the long haul. Cause Zaire Franklin's fine. And then Jalon Carley's is like a role player.
Yeah. He's another guy.
Like they moved on
safety.
I didn't realize they moved on from
Speed still out there.
Speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take him. I can't back it up with my own evaluation quite yet, but seems like
I think compared to the rest of this linebacker class, because I don't know if you've seen like Stutzman's another guy that I like, but it's like it's just he's around the football. It's like he doesn't make splash plays in coverage or anything. It's just like, oh, he just looks like a guy that's going to make tackles. Which at the end of the day, that's your job. All right.
Yeah. It was also Blake Martinez's job.
Blake Martinez actually, you should know this. Where he came from, the city that I currently reside in. He's a
Tucson guy.
Yeah, he opened up like a big like gym or whatever. Didn't he like sell
people out of Pokemon cards?
Yeah. Isn't that how that's why I'm going to retire?
Well, that's why he came back. Yeah, he retired to sell Pokemon cards and then got banned from selling Pokemon cards because he was scamming people, and then went back to the NFL for like half a cup of coffee.
Okay. I know like him and his family, they had like some big sports complex out here. I don't know if it's like still theirs or whatnot, but like I actually back in my day before the whole YouTube thing, I used to be a server at First Watch, and I actually served him and his family. He has a very, very precious daughter who's probably now about to graduate high school, strangely enough. But yeah, dude, life is weird. You took Shamar Stewart for the Atlanta Falcons. This isn't. I feel like I could go corner here. Like who their guy opposite of Terrell is not coming to my mind right now, because it's probably.
Well, they gave an extension to Mike Hughes.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. They have Clark Phillips, who also played outside. I feel like if they wanted it, they would go more of a nickel.
Yeah.
But Phillips and Clark and Hughes can play nickel, so.
Yeah, like in my head, like this is probably Maxwell Harrison then. Just like size, could probably kick inside. He's got good ball skills. It's Raheem Morris, so it's like I imagine they're going to be playing a lot of soft zone, but it's like they brought in Ulbrich, so I don't know how much they're going to change like schematically.
Yeah,
defensive wise, but yeah, I'll go with Maxwell.
Okay.
Like without the concerns, he probably goes higher than this.
That's a good pick.
Well, thank you.
All right, Cardinals, who took Jahad Campbell. I would love to go offensive line. Haven't finished my interior O-line evals yet. I think Donovan Jackson is an option.
I'll reunite him with
Ursery.
Paris Johnson.
Yep. I find myself gravitating towards Jared Wilson, even though I haven't watched him yet.
He's all right. He's freaky athlete.
He's a center only, 6'3".
He did in 2023. He was kind of like their sixth man on the interior there. So when injuries came, like he popped up at guard a few times. They had Cedric Van Pran. That was kind of the mainstay at center in 2023. So it was just a guy that had to wait his time there.
Could stay in Arizona with Jonah Savanaia.
He could do that.
I think I'll go with Jonah.
Limp, dude. That's actually who I was going to take for the Dolphins.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Probably a guard for them, but I think he's probably going to end up my next best available player in that spot. I haven't gotten into the grades and stuff yet, but I have watched a decent amount of them with him being at the Senior Bowl and stuff.
No, honestly, he could probably stick at tackle. Like he could be a tackle until he's not.
Right.
Like, he's got like the measurements and whatnot. I would have loved that for the Dolphins. That kind of puts me in like a little bit of a panic spot. I look
Take your guy Jackson.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because like, the Dolphins pick again at 51, but also the Bears are there at 50, which that just feels wild. I can't believe that Bears get another pick in this mock draft.
Yeah, I had the Bears getting 52 in that trade. I thought
was it 52?
So we put it down differently, but I think you did say 50. So I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page.
Okay.
We'll go Bears at 50.
Yeah. Well, regardless, even if the Seahawks, I think we went first round for the offensive line for the Seahawks, right?
Yeah.
They moved up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they would be a little less scary team if they were drafted ahead of me. I think I'm probably taking Donovan Jackson. Like he's got the movement skills for Mike McDaniel.
He does.
So
yeah.
And I'm kind of content with seeing what Patrick Paul's got. Like I think there was enough there when he had to step in for Armstead where it's like I'm okay with seeing what they got there. And Austin Jackson kind of ended the year, I don't want to say hot, but like, okay, this is the guy that we pay, that we extended. I feel better about that.
Okay. I am going to take Darius Alexander for the Bengals. Not really worried about the age with the Bengals because they are trying to win right now, and you get just some juice with the pass rush that they desperately need. They have hopefully some more run stuffing players with BJ Hill, Chris Jenkins, TJ Slayton. But get someone to come in on third down and get after the quarterback.
Okay. Bears, man. It feels like they have just they have had quite the draft. In my head, it's like, okay, maybe if you want to roll the dice on one of those tight ends, whether it be like Mason Taylor, Elijah Arroyo, that comes to mind. I think part of me just kind of wants to get a safe floor player. I think this is probably about his range. Sometimes he slips to the third round. Grady Jarrett came in there. I think he's really just going to be like come in and wreak havoc as a pass rusher. So I'm going to kind of get a meaty boy in Alfred Collins, knowing I have a really high floor as a run defender, but there's some tools there to be a pretty solid pass rusher.
Okay. I like it. Now I pick for your Dolphins, who got this pick in the trade down.
Yep.
So got O-line. We got, what do we go first round? We went Jahdae Barron.
Yeah, you can still go corner if you want.
I think I'll go probably Xavier Watts here.
Oh yeah, that actually makes more sense.
Yeah, we're gonna grab a safety now, Xavier Watts. Pretty self-explanatory. We talked about him earlier. Complete player, not the best athlete, but easy pick.
Oh yeah. Okay, man. I got the Seahawks. We got Kelvin Banks. I don't think they need to be done on the offensive interior because they're kind of not great there. I mean, they got guys like Oluwata Timmy and Haynes and I guess Bradford. You're kind of hoping something clicks with any of those guys, but I'm not really going to rely on that. I'm just not. I'm just looking if there's anything else I could consider here because like Noah Fant's probably in his last year, so like you can maybe talk about a tight end, but like with guys like JSN and Cooper Kupp, are you gonna have like the ability to really play that big slot like if you want to? I don't know if there like for me it's like I'd rather just kind of wait on wide receiver. Like there. Trey Harris is interesting, but I feel like they need speed at this point. Didn't they sign MVS?
They signed MVS, yeah.
Which, I mean, he can be fast. I'm thinking I'm probably just going to double dip. Or you could go with an outside corner.
That's where I was leaning.
Yeah, because, like, Witherspoon, very much the slot. Dude. You got Reek Woolen.
I would, if I may, I would just say full send. Let's just take Darian Porter.
That's who I was thinking.
And just have him and Tariq Woolen with Witherspoon in the slot.
I mean, that's the comp I have for Porter.
I think Tariq Woolen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think everybody has that comp. It's like, but he's more fluid than Woolen ever was. But same idea where it's a former wide receiver that is new to the position.
Yep.
The only red flag is he's actually been a corner for 3 years and he just only now
didn't
started
crack,
getting on the field.
And even then he only played like 400 snaps this year.
Right. He rotated. He's 24 years old, but man, he can move, dude. He can absolutely move.
He had didn't he have the fastest like miles per hour at the Senior Bowl?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like almost 23 miles an hour, I think.
Yeah, dude flies. Yeah, there we
go. You
go.
Gotta do that then?
Yeah, because that was the next guy I'm looking at anyway. Because I'm not that terribly high on, was it Azarie Thomas? Like, I like him, I just don't like.
Sure.
I've seen him in the back end of the first round. I'm just like, ooh, that feels rich, but okay.
So I think Braden Swinson is a buck.
Yeah.
Stylistically. Kind of do a little bit of everything. He can compress the pocket. He can win outside, inside. I'm not quite all the way on the Braden Swinson like hype wagon. I think he's a solid player. I think he could be a number 2. I just don't see a lot of like high upside projection from him. I don't think he's this great athlete or has dominant moves or anything like that, but I think he's very much their type, and they need to continue adding to that room. Even if you've got Yaya, you bring in Reddick, and then they did draft the Bama kid last year, so they do have bodies, but I think one more piece will really round that unit out.
All right. I like that. I think he's in this range. I mean, there's a lot of edge players where it's just kind of like put your hand in a hat, see what name comes out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cleveland Browns. We got Carter. We got Shadur. Next on the agenda, it's kind of wild that this team landed Tevin Jenkins. Like, of all teams.
Yeah, it was a weird landing spot,
right?
Because they technically have guards. Also, I kind of screwed up. I would actually have taken Josiah Stewart over.
Oh yeah, you can.
Braden Swinson. We can leave Swinson in there. I just want to throw that out there. That Oh, and not even on the board here. Okay, can I rewind? Can we?
We're going back.
We'll let the people. You know, we're 2 hours into this thing. The people can use their imagination.
You know,
actually, my pick.
On a side note, you know what would be great in a mock draft simulator? An undo button.
Yes, PFF. Come on.
Why are we not there yet with any of them? I haven't seen it in one yet.
I don't know. Okay, David Walker to the Bucks. He is their type. He's down at 100 on the PFF simulator. I got a second round grade on him. He's so fun. He's my highest rated edge remaining on the board. And yeah, like with all the stuff that Todd Bowles does with his front, he could even step in and like just cause chaos as like a 4-eye, like in an untraditional sense, kind of what they used to do with like William Golston. Yeah. He screams Todd Bowles to me.
All right. I like it. I like it.
Sorry, Braden Swinson.
Yeah. And apparently Josiah Stewart.
Yeah, Josiah Stewart.
Okay. This actually allowed me to like go take a quick look because like I got a guy in my head for the Browns. More as like kind of a failsafe. They brought in Cornelius Lucas, who it's like just Mr. Dependable if like you need a guy to get snaps
when he can play.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Healthy. Yeah. On the field, he's Mr. Dependable.
Yeah. Like he's like that for me, that perfect like sixth man, you know?
Yeah.
So this kind of allows you to like, if you want to use this part of the draft to like find some guys you can develop. And I think it's not a bad shot to take on Ariante Ursary at this juncture.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and snag him.
Sure. Okay, Chargers up at 55. They went Loveland.
Oh, I went Burden.
No, Burden. Ooh, little juice. I like it. So I would like to dip my toes into this D-line class. And I think for them, they're so multiple. They need interior and still kind of edge. Like Khalil Mack's kind of taking it year to year at this point. So that's where you kind of just say, okay, who's the best player? And I will go. It's funny when Chargers fans get mad when you give them Michigan players because they're like, we passed on some last year. Like that's lazy to just take the Michigan player. It's like, okay, but Michigan does have good prospects and sometimes that just actually makes sense. Forget the Harbaugh connection.
I'm pretty sure he still drafted like 2 Michigan guys too.
Right. It's not like he didn't take Michigan guys. I am going to go Josiah Stewart here.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, they find ways to use like just the way that the McDonald system, and they run the McDonald system with Minter, obviously. They're going to move guys around and find matchups, whether you're a hand in the dirt, stand up, whatever.
Sorry, Gojo out here pounding at the door, very unhappy.
Gojo, not a Josiah Stewart fan.
No. Gojo likes size. He likes arm length. He loves those tools.
I was really impressed.
Man.
I was really impressed by Stewart. I didn't expect to like him as much as I did.
Oh, dude, I was so excited because like I saw that he was transferring because like he was just a guy that really popped off for Coastal Carolina.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is cool. He's going to like I love these like group of 5 guys that go to like these Power 5, now Power 4 schools. Like Josh Simmons was the same way. So I just love that. Bills, man, golly. We got Trey Amos. I look to the interior, and I don't know. Part of me is like, I kind of want girth there, heft, and I don't see it on the, unless you want to take like a shot on like Deone Walker, but he's not that guy. You know, he's not that type of guy. That's
you know what I like here, and you don't have to pick him, but I think Jamari Caldwell is really good.
Yeah,
I think he's really good.
I like him too. I like him. I early day three like him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I straight third round like him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fair, man. He was fun as hell at the Senior Bowl, and he plays with just like dudes. I don't want to say twitched up, but like he's like coiled up, just like
right. He can uncoil and bull rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's enough edge here to like kind of do whatever you want. I think Landon Jackson makes sense. Like if you're looking for
a guy that
Upside.
tested well. Yeah, if you're looking for that upside, kind of like what you did with like Greg Rousseau, and you're gonna have the time to like develop him with Bosa, and you still have Epinesa there, but Epinesa's more of this depth guy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Love Bosa as a mentor for him.
right. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yep. I made that pick on my last mock draft as well. Panthers. I'm going to, I think, take Alec Iomanner, who's my best player left. We went edge round 1, so that one's pretty easy for me. Gives them a complete wide receiver. They've got their different roles, right? They got their vertical threat. They got their kind of slot tight end piece. You got Thielen in the slot. Yeah, I think Iomanner as a X, like a true X wide receiver by role. He's not necessarily like the big bodied, Mike Williams type necessarily, but I love Iomanner.
Yeah, I'm looking here for the Texans. They took Harmon in the first, and I do want to do something with the offense. There's a part of me that's like, hey, Elijah like Arroyo, because like Dalton Schultz, I don't know what the hell happened to him last year. Like, felt like he was moving through quicksand. But
yeah,
like so, I'm just gonna take that, put that here, because you still look at that offensive line and it's like, I don't know if there's a guy that I like at this part of the second round. Like, I got a lot of third round grades on some of these like guards. It's like Wyatt Milam, maybe. I really like Tate Ratledge. I think he's just like, he might be like your third or fourth best offensive lineman like throughout his career, and just like plug and don't worry.
Sure.
But I think I like Arroyo, man. I think I'm gonna go with Arroyo.
Okay. Hurricane off the board.
Dude. We're gonna be so good with Carson Beck next year. Yes.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
I try to forget.
All right, Ravens. Still some edge players there. I think that's probably where we got to go after we took the guard, and that's the benefit of going guard early. Is this edge class? You got almost a guaranteed chance of somebody being here.
Yeah.
And we will wind back the clock and gave them Braden Swinson, I think.
There we go. Swinson off the board.
Yep.
Look at it. It all figured itself out.
Yeah.
Dude.
Even though I had already plugged in Swinson on my end. So now
so did I. So it's like,
and now David Walker is going to show up.
Tis what it is. Walker would be a great fit for Baltimore too.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So I took Mikael Williams for the Lions. I feel like I can make this. We can make this pick fun. You could look to the future. That's kind of like the luxury of having just a good team. And I think this is actually where I pulled a trick, because this center class isn't like particularly deep, and I mean, you have a lot of guards that maybe could play center. Frank Ragnow is like, dude, he's like the $1 million man, just like straight full bionic cyborg. Is he gonna last?
Yeah.
I think he's ready. He's ready, man. I mean, he's still playing great football, but I think that this is just the luxury of having a good squad. You could go ahead and take a Jared Wilson, and I don't know, maybe he could play at guard, but he doesn't have to.
Is that what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna do it.
All right. Okay. Commanders up. Probably could use some D-line help after we gave them the kind of developmental tackle, or at least long-term tackle. He's not developmental. The best technique in this class at tackle, but
you could trade for
long-term
Trey Hendrickson here. The Bengals want to come down on their price. I think he's a Bengal.
Yeah. I think they work it out. I do.
You think so? Yeah. I that's what I'm at too.
D-line's starting to thin out a little bit.
Yeah. I like this. I think this is the spot I start to think about like Azarie Thomas. Just like he looks like a Dan Quinn corner.
That's true. They do need corner.
Because
I like that.
I think they like this is what Commanders fans tell me that they want to kick Sainers still back inside, but then you like sign Jonathan Jones, you bring back Noah Bignagany, and it's like, do you want to kick him back inside?
Right. I like it, but
again, I'm just throwing that out there.
What if you had to tackle both Jaden Daniels and Cam Scatabo all game?
And Brian Robinson, free agent after next year.
Austin
Brian
Eckler's
Robinson.
not going to be there forever.
That's fun. I like fun.
Oh, man.
And Brian Robinson, like, he missed a couple of games last year, too.
Yeah, Brian Robinson is not irreplaceable.
Yeah.
They probably know each other, Jaden and Scatabo, right? From their Arizona State days. Was Scatabo still there?
No, I think because he was Sacramento State.
Okay.
So I think he came in just after Jaden left.
Screw it.
And to be fair, dude, apparently Jaden did not leave Arizona State on good terms.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, then it's a good thing that they weren't together.
Yeah.
Arizona State. Yeah, I'm doing it.
All right, I like it. I like it. That's fun. And it's kind of looking to the future, too.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, you're in the second round. At this point, we kind of are, right? Buffalo Bills. What have we done? You got Landon Jackson.
You got
Trey
and
Amos.
corner.
Yeah. So, like I think you look at offense, it's like, you don't even have to care about the offense. Like, you look, it's this defense that was just like giving up everything in their mom. You could, I'm just saying, but yeah, Zaire Thomas could be like, if you want to, like, if you have concerns with Benford and like, I don't know how far the concussions go with, but I know that they were a problem during the playoffs. So it's like, you can make a case there. Just going down the line of like available defensive players here. We could talk about that defensive interior, and it's like I don't hate Caldwell as like a type here. It's just like, for me, it feels a little rich, and I get it, man. It's everyone and their mom has different rankings. Apparently, I'm a big mother person today. Just got the mom on my mind. I don't think there's anywhere else I'd really want to go. Like, do you want to go with another linebacker? If so, like,
I don't think they do.
Yeah,
because they already have.
They got like Dorian Williams there.
Right.
I do think Matt Milano's on his like final year, but also they just extended Bernard.
Right.
So, yeah, it's probably going with the defensive interior. Like, I'm trying to justify TJ Sanders because, like, I like Sanders a lot, and he might not be like the thickest guy, like, but he's stout. He gets low. He's hard to move.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to go with TJ Sanders.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think I wish they didn't take Dwayne Carter in the third round last year. Like, I did not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because this basically just says, yeah, we screwed that up.
Yeah,
because you can't. He's not going to play when you already got Ed Oliver and Sanders.
And then
but honestly, I'm fine with that. Like,
yeah, I mean, I felt like this off free agency, they were like, yeah, we screwed this up.
Okay, I'm going to give a little nod. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm going to give a little nod to our guy, Mike Renner, who I saw a clip of him with Kevin Clark talking sleepers. And Renner sold me on Charles Grant out of William and Mary. I haven't watched him yet. But traitsy guy, developmental tackle for the Chiefs to get another seed planted in that tackle room.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing with Grant, it's like, I wish he had an off-season process.
Yeah.
Just but like, you already know he's athletic. You don't really need him to test out.
Yeah.
So Philadelphia Eagles being the Eagles, like you got Jalen Walker, you just kind of let value hit you in the face. How much do you believe in Sidney Brown?
I believe in Sidney Brown.
Yeah, I liked him coming out, but no, yeah. To me, one of the I think Kevin Winston could have arguably been up there with like safety one in this class if he didn't get hurt.
Okay.
And I feel like he's just kind of
that's
out
what
of
you
sight,
think,
out of
then.
mind. That's what I think. That's what I feel. That's how I feel. So
They picked up Lewis Scene. I just
stop.
Yep.
I don't know what Blankenship's contract's like, but like maybe he's got another year left. But like this is a team where it's like you just can do whatever and be like, yeah, I could see that. Like I don't know if there's a tackle here that like what do you take like Cameron Williams and be like, oh, okay, maybe we just develop him. It's like, yeah, that's an option.
He was so bad, man.
Dude, stinking
So bad.
The Ohio State game was freaking wild too. Like Jack Sawyer, like even JT, but like Jack Sawyer just had him on a rope. Like I could literally do anything and I'm beating you. I'm making you fall on your face. Like, golly.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was rough. I'm kind of shocked he came out too. Figure if anything, this is a guy that you need to see more experience from, but kind of is what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kevin Winston Jr.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched him yet, so like if you're saying he's potentially safety one if he was healthy, like then yeah.
Yeah, he's stupid sure. I feel like he's a more explosive like Jaquan Brisker. Like Brisker's tape from Penn State.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
Yeah, he was fun as hell. Like I think he missed no tackles last year as well, so he's a sure tackler. Yeah, like
Nice.
you watch his tape and it's like there's not really any, like you're kind of nitpicking just to find something wrong with him. But there it is. There's 2 rounds. There's 2 hours gone in a flash. Talk about bang for your buck. We talked about a lot of guys. How satisfied are you with this mock?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. I like it.
I mean, other than your Jade Barron pick to the Dolphins.
Hey, I say this in my comment section. You can't satisfy everyone. And some would say when you look at the comment section, you satisfied no one.
and Donovan Jackson.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like,
just based off of
like
dude.
just based on like my opinions, which obviously don't need to be correct, but like if this was my opinion and I was a Dolphins fan, I'd be like, man, we took like 2 of my not my guys.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Screw the Dolphins.
Screw the Dolphins.
Screw the
anyway.
Dolphins,
Yeah.
dude.
Who needs them?
Yeah. You know what? I just wanted Donovan Jackson. I just wanted someone that could play in the cold weather.
That's fair.
Someone that could play in December, January, maybe even. I don't know if that's a pipe dream.
Hey, now, slow down.
But thank you for joining me. Let the people know if they're still around, where they can find you.
That franchise guy on YouTube. We'll see you guys there, getting through all the positional rankings as we go through the next few weeks.
That's right. And you're not done after the draft, man. You got your deep dive series. Freaking love that. Freaking love that series so much.
I appreciate it.
Hey, easy
Appreciate
breezy. But as always, till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.
So, yep.